What's up? My name's Crystal. Welcome. I am outside. It is sunny and gorgeous, not a cloud in the sky. Roughly about 70 degrees or so, and I'm sweating. I'm 7 months pregnant, and doing anything physically outside exhausts me very quickly. So with that said, there's so much to do outside. I am so behind on things. I have weeds growing all around my house. I have junk and garbage everywhere that I have to clean up. It's fall time here, and going into winter I usually like to have everything neat and tidied up and all cleaned up and ready to go. And the garden is a disaster, and that's putting it mildly. It's really shown me what I need and don't need to do in the garden as far as to grow food, because I did very little out there this year, and we got a really good amount of produce this summer that I'm really proud of. I have done some canning. I just haven't done all the canning I need to do. I have a lot to do. I also started making lists for meal prepping for after we have the baby, so making freezer meals and things like that. I have a lot to do inside, but as far as outside goes, I'm gonna take advantage of the nice weather today and try and just do a little bit of cleanup here and there. I didn't really do any winter sowing this year, mostly because I just didn't have the energy for it. The only thing I did do was throw in some like bush and green bean seeds here and there late in August, early September, so some of those are starting to come up. I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time. If I see plants that are like mostly done producing and they're dead, I'm just gonna cut them and rip them out. I have my wheelbarrow over here. I'm gonna bring over a bunch of planting trays everywhere, a ton of empty ones over by the greenhouse that I need to wash and clean up and put away in my basement. Just a lot of different things, and I'm probably not going to get to it all, and I just kind of have to come to terms with that. It's really hard for me. I'm also going to be harvesting some things today. A lot of winter squash, a lot of hot peppers. It's supposed to get down into the 30s at nighttime, so we're gonna be approaching freezing temperatures. So I'm gonna be harvesting not so much the green things today, but anything orange, that orangey color that's almost ripened. We're just gonna get to it, and I'll see what I get done. I'll show you what I've harvested at the end. Alright, I made a little progress on the table here, and I have a pile of plastic things that I need to wash, and then adding in just compost soil, a mixture of potting mix and different kinds of soils that we have. I have my orange bucket here for stuff that will get thrown to the chickens, and a wheelbarrow for any plants that I take out. We'll see what we get done. So I think what I want to work on today is just harvesting the orange vegetables, like the tomatoes and things that are semi-ripened. I'm not really going to prune anything back yet. It's supposed to be nice out tomorrow. I might do that in here tomorrow. I think I'm just going to focus on getting this area over there on the other side of this deer fence near the greenhouse picked up, so all the plastic stuff is together, so I can wash that out and get it to dry before I bring it inside. And I have these pepper plants here in pots that I'm going to move to the greenhouse, I think. Oh, I'm super lucky. Steve came home and he's helping me clean up the greenhouse so that we can move some of these plants in. I was just looking at the temperatures. It's supposed to get down in the 50s tonight and tomorrow night. Saturday, I think it's going to be in the low 40s. And then Sunday night's the night it's going to be in the low of the 30s. I have a few days to get some of the stuff prepped and ready. Okay, so it's the next day. We had some visitors here yesterday afternoon, and after that I was too tired to come back out to the garden, so I'm out here this morning. I'm just gonna continue on with harvesting, and then if I feel up to starting to clean out some of these dead plants and things, I will do that. I'm gonna leave the plants that are out here as long as I can. I think it's supposed to get down to 41 degrees tonight, so I think that most of these plants will be okay at 41 degrees. The next night, tomorrow night, it's supposed to get down into the 30s. All right, so I'm going to be harvesting this winter squash here. I have butternut and honeynut squash. This is the butternut squash. I think the seeds are originally from Seeds of Change. I'll have the list of the seed varieties down in the description of the video. The vine is pretty much dead and dried up. And that is what we have. That's pretty nice. There's another one. And these are honeynut squash. And a couple butternut in there also. They are smaller than butternut squash, but they're like a little bit sweeter in my opinion. I really, really like these, and the plants always produce pretty good here. The first year I put this up is when I first grew butternut squash on this trellis here, and it did really, really well. And then last year I tried growing butternut squash and winter squashes in the bed kind of behind it where I grew a lot of cucumbers this year. I ended up putting the winter squash back in this bed, and it did really good again. And all it is a handy panel. It's an 8-foot cattle panel essentially, and I just have it arched over a garden bed, and it does really well for winter squash. It also creates shade underneath. I did have a early prolific squash in there as well that did pretty good this year, and I have about 4, maybe 5 celery plants that are growing right now. I really like it. I like how it turned out. Okay, so this is what we got today so far. I have a lot more peppers to pick. I have jalapeños, Hungarian Hot Wax, and these are Serrano chilies. I also have some cherry tomatoes in here, an eggplant, and I think I got 4 butternut squash, 5 maybe, I think I have another one inside too. I think I have 5 the honeynut squash here too. I have some poblanos, and we have a bunch of different tomatoes in here, and then I actually got a couple small cucumbers today. Okay. Whew, got my Stay Puft Marshmallow Man shirt on. At least I made a little bit of progress cleaning out some stuff. I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time. I think that'll do it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I super appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.